Well, I hope everybody's well. I decided I'm going to do another video on this laptop, and this time I'm just going to take it all apart and get just this screen out of here, because I thought you might be able to just order this screen, and so that way this will show you how to get the screen out of here. So okay, we're going to get this bottom off of here, and it's got a series of screws around here. This is the bottom of the laptop, and you take these series of screws out with a small Phillips screwdriver, and I've just taken all the screws out. So now I'm going to take a small flat head screwdriver and try and stick it in here in this corner and try to get this thing to pop up. Kind of hard to get it in there. The seam is right there. Okay, I've got it started. Now this thing just starts popping off there, so you're just going to work your way around here and it just pops off like that. I'm going to set this off to the side. Now I'm going to turn this thing back over, and you'll notice that there's two screws right here and right here. Now there's a little piece of square plastic that is, they use some type of adhesive that is stuck right here. So you have to take a small flathead screwdriver and flip those off, and they're gone already, because you got to be careful about this, because when I originally took this off, that little plastic piece went flying, and I can't find it anywhere. Kind of like the two screws I lost from the bottom. So you got to be real careful about that if you want to, stick them back on there to cover these screws. So you're going to take those two screws out and make sure you don't lose those. Now we're gonna, it's kind of the same thing as when we took the bottom off. We have to, there's a seam right there. You'll see the seam. Now I got to stick a small flathead screwdriver in there and get that to pop up. Okay, I got it to pop up. Now I'm gonna use this this trim tool here. This is made for getting trims off cars, but it's real thin. I'm going to see if I can use that so I don't put nicks on here, on this plastic. This will keep from nicking it up. So I've got it started now. I'm going to just work my right way around here. Keep popping it up. I'm going to work my way around this thing, and it just kind of snaps in place. You got to be careful not to break it. So just keep working your way around. And I don't know why this came apart right there. I don't think it's supposed to, but it did. So I'm going to keep working my way around here. Get this one to pop up. And this right here, it's popped in there, just pops off. Just keep working your way around. If your screen is already damaged, you don't really have to worry about that screen because it's ruined anyway if you have to replace it. So I'm going to take this tool and put it in there like this. Yeah, they got some kind of an adhesive down in here too. Okay, it's popping off like that. Almost got it. What's hanging up over here, but there is something hanging up. There it went. Okay, so we got this outside trim. Got this outside trim off there. And so I'm going to set this off to the side. And this screen is it's got adhesive around here underneath, and so you're gonna have to use something. When I originally took this off, I used a coin, you know, like a quarter to go around here, but I'm going to use this trim tool and try to carefully get that off there. I got it lifted up, but there is an adhesive right here when you originally take this off. So you're going to have to work your way around here to get that adhesive to let go of that screen. Like I said, if your screen's damaged and you're replacing it, you don't have to be really, you know, too careful because the screen's messed up already anyway. So you're going to be just throwing this away. Okay, I got it loose. Now we got this cable we got to deal with, and I tried to see if there was a way to disconnect it from here, but I couldn't get it to disconnect from this area here. It doesn't look like it has the lever like there is on the inside. Okay, I discovered that you can disconnect this cable here, but it doesn't have the lever that you can flip up and disconnect the cable. They've got it taped in place, which is, I think, is a poor design. But anyway, you have to get this tape pulled back. And then they got another piece of tape right here holding it in place. So you peel that back and then the cable will come loose. So anyway, so now you got the screen is loose now. As you can see, I've gotten the screen off there. But to put this cable back on when you get your new screen, you're going to have to do like they did and slip that cable in there and make sure that it's oriented in the right direction. And if the cable is pointing towards you with the laptop in this position, then it'll go that way on your new screen. So I'm going to attempt to put that back in there and then tape it back down. But if you have to, you could probably use some packing tape to get that back in place. So okay, I've got it slid in there now. It seems to be in there real tight, but the only thing that holds it in place is this tape, which, like I said, I think is a kind of a poor design. Makes replacing the screen difficult. So I just put that tape back in place. So if you order a screen, you could probably take it off, and instead of undoing it on the bottom of the laptop, you can just plug it in like this. But you're going to probably have to use packing tape or something like that to hold it there. And this is the adhesive strip they have in here, and there was one over on this side too, but it pulled off with the screen when I originally took this screen off. So, you know, maybe you could come up with something to maybe put a little bit of rubber cement or something over here on this edge, and to kind of hold it in place. You know, if that happens to you, if you take this apart. So let's try and put the screen back in there. Let's see, this wire, okay, that wire goes like that. I'm going to make sure that wire's pushed down in that groove right there. There's a little groove right along this edge here to make sure that you get that pushed down in there so it doesn't get in the way of the screen. Okay. I'm going to put the screen back on here. And this screen doesn't pop in there, it just kind of lays in there. That's the reason I think they got that adhesive in there. And when you replace your screen, make sure that you don't mess up your screen, your new screen, by putting too much pressure on it, because these things are kind of delicate. Okay, so I'm going to put this back on. Get it started. So this one side went on, this one I'm having a little difficult with. There it went. Okay, I got it down there. Try and pop these back in place. They just pop back in place. Work your way around here and make sure it's all popped back in place. Now you can take your two small screws and put them back in. That came out here and here. Okay, so it's back in there. Just make sure it's all popped back in place. We've got a couple spots that still aren't completely down. Just make sure it's all popped back in place. Just look along the edge here. Make sure that it's all popped back in place. Look at here. Look in here, this edge here, make sure it's popped down, and it's not, so I'm pressing down a little bit. There we go. So I got the screen back in there. That's because of that hinge. Okay, got the screen back in there, as you can see, and go ahead and close this up. That hinge I undid, I'm going to screw back in. Okay, now I'm going to put that bottom back on. I really didn't need to take it off because I took it off because I thought I was going to disconnect it here. You know, because that's got that little flip lever, you know, and but we didn't need to do that. When you get a new screen, you'll probably be able to just replace the screen by attaching the cable like I showed you there, and possibly have to use packing tape to make sure it doesn't come loose. Okay, I'm going to put this bottom back on. Kind of get it snapped back in place. Make sure you don't put too much pressure on the screen area, because these screens are kind of delicate. They'll break. Which my grandson showed me that. You put a little bit too much pressure on it and broke it. That's the reason I had to swap the screens out. So I got that put back together, and I hope that you know, if you need to replace a screen, just the screen, that you know how to open this thing up. I really didn't need to take the bottom off like I did, but that cable in there that connects to this screen is you don't have a flip lever to loosen it. It's just taped in place, so you'll probably have to do the same thing if you have to replace the screen. Okay, well that concludes that little project, and I hope that maybe it, you know, might help somebody out there. I like to do videos to where if I have to do something like this, I share it with you guys, so that if you have to do it, you'll see how I did it, and it will help you to be able to do your own project like this. So we took the screen out and kind of showed you what it looks like in there, and how it would have to be replaced and the cable disconnected, and so I hope it might help somebody out there. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.